Okay, welcome everybody. This is Randy, and today we're going to do a quick video on email marketing and basically the first step in email marketing, and that is getting an email capture set up on your site. It's super simple, it's cheap, you can do it in a few minutes, you can start collecting emails today, and you can use that to make money. I'm honestly shocked every time I talk to affiliates that they might have an email capture form on their site and they may have tried it in the past and they know they need to do it, but they're just not doing it. They just haven't really invested, a few minutes into figuring out and testing it out, and that's all it really is. This is just testing. I wasn't born with the magic ability to do email marketing. I learned from other people, videos similar to this, so that's what we're going to do. So today we're not going to talk about incentivizing, getting people to sign up. We're not going to talk about the follow-ups and email content and things like that. We're just going to talk and go over basic setup, and in the next video we'll talk about some of those details about how you get somebody to sign up. A lot of people are willing. You can offer something simple, and that's what we're going to do in this video. You can offer people something pretty simple. They'll give you their email address, and then it's kind of from there you have to build that relationship. So that's what we're going to get into. I think it'll be worth your time. I'm gonna make this quick. I know I say that in every video and they end up going a little longer, but we're gonna keep it short and sweet. So right now I've got to thank our sponsor, Pass.net, the world's largest gaming affiliate network. They have the best poker, casino, sportsbook, daily fantasy sports offers, large CPAs, large rev shares. They have great player promos that players cannot get direct. They have, promos for affiliates. The last couple months they've been matching sportsbook commissions. So if you made $500 promoting a sportsbook with them, you basically gotten a free $500. So can't get a whole lot better than that. Check them out. Link will be in the description as always. And please, at the end of this video, give it a thumbs up, share it, give me your feedback, and that'll let me keep doing more of these videos. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so we're going to use Aweber as our demo. This is a new account essentially. Aweber, you can get a 30-day free trial. You can get $1 for the next month. Pay just $1 just to try it out. It's that simple. I'm going to put a link in the description again, so you can really try this out without any risk. So I don't know how much better you could get. So essentially, once your account's signed up, you'll land on this page. I've done some demo setups here, but basically just preparing for this video. So this is just like you'll see it when you start in, and of course they have a quick start video guide, an online guide, and you can check those out. It'll probably be a little better than this video, honestly. But again, I'm gonna buzz you through it and show you just how simple it can be. So what you'll do is you'll scroll down and you'll see create a new list. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna create a new list, and you're gonna come up on this page. And basically you fill this out, your company name, and that's generally going to be your website name. So in this case we're going to use casinobankroll.com as our demo site. So we've filled that in there, really simple. Your address, and now when you set up your account it's going to ask you some of your address and contact info, and then it'll populate so you can use it in forms like this. You can change it, super simple. And then sender name, sender email. Now keep in mind this is going to show up when people get your email, so you don't want it to be probably your full name or something like that. You want to give them some kind of indication, who it's from. So in this case, Randy, Casino Bankroll. There's a return email that's valid. It's that simple. So we're going to the next step. So here, what do you want to name your list? So we want to name it something simple. So we're going to offer a $100 free bankroll. So that's what we're going to call it. We're going to say $100 free bankroll at Cool Cat Casino. How simple is that? Actually, you can't even fit all that in there. So we're just going to say $100 free bankroll. That tells us we'll remember what that is. The more lists you get, the more important it is to name lists. You can go back and rename them, but name them something scripted so you know. Down here you get a brief description. So $100 free bankroll. Oops, if I can spell. At Cool Cat Casino. Boom. That's our list description. So make it something simple and descriptive. That's going to be our incentive. And again, we're not going to get into incentives in this video. Whether you're giving away a book to get their email, whether you're offering them something. In this case, we're going to pretend we're offering them something that's out there, $100 free bankroll, no deposit offer. A lot of casinos have these, a lot of poker rooms have these, so take advantage of them because people want free money. So in this case, people go to our website, Casino Bankrolls, and right off the bat, they get hit with here's a $100 free offer, give us your email, we're going to send you the promo code, we're going to send you the link, and that's it. It's a simple exchange. Quick incentive, quick result. That's the way to go, and now we have their contact information. So we've set that up, and we're going to go to the next step. And basically here is approve your confirmation message. Excuse me. Now, most places like Aweber, Vertical Response and all that, they recommend a double opt-in system, which means the person gives you their email, they have to verify by going to their email and clicking a link saying, yes, I actually did want to get this. So that's your double opt-in. And, I recommend that. You'll get a lot higher response rate to your email lists and your broadcasts when they've actually for sure wanted that. So this gives us a few options for the subject line, which is really important. Choose a pre-approved subject line. Recommended these. You can make your own, but these are pre-approved. They don't have to be approved by the Aweber staff. There are strict guidelines and laws against email and email spam and email marketing. But this kind of takes all the guesswork out of it. I recommend, and you can see the options, first name fix, confirm your subscription. So what that's going to do is people will put in their name, so in my case Randy, and my email. Some people put in their first name and last name and things like that. In Aweber's technology, they basically pick out the proper first name and they insert it for you to personalize it, which of course gives you a better response rate. Lets the person know that it's a little bit personalized. So in this case, fix first name is going to be Randy, confirm your subscription. So that's what we want. Here is the confirmation body text. Again, this is the original text they get when they give you their email. They have to go in and confirm. So in this case, I've actually already changed the generic text. So they get this message. It says, Randy, confirm your subscription. They come in. Please click the link below to confirm that you'd like to receive an email from, and that's our edit. That's our actual list name, if you remember. So we want to change that. So we're going to say casinobankroll.com, and that's it. We're just going to leave it short and simple because they're going to come in and they're going to click that link to confirm they want it. If you wanted to optimize this, you could say something like, confirm you'd like to receive an email from Casino Bankroll for the $100 free Cool Cat Casino offer. So you see what I did there? Super simple. Not going to edit the footer, but you can. So I approve this message, create the list. And essentially, we have created our first list. We've handled the setup, we've handled the confirmation email. So now the next step is basically going to be two things. We need to go in and we need to set up an email form, a capture form, and there's a few ways to do that that's quick and simple. And we need to send up the actual first message, the auto response, your first follow-up essentially. So keep that in mind. So first thing I like to do, I don't mind creating the message next. That's probably a good idea. But we're going to skip that for now and just go to the sign up forms, because again, this is more just about the meat and potatoes. So we're going to say sign up forms. There's our free bankrolls. With Aweber, every time you create a new list, it'll create a new drop down. You can see I've done it a couple times testing around, so we're going to leave it the way it was, and we're going to go to sign up forms. And Aweber, again, for the price, which is next to nothing the first month or two, I think it's like $15 a month past that. But anyway, they have a ton of opt-in forms you can use and choose from and edit. Super simple. You just can't go wrong. They have so many things. So we're going to go here to sign up forms, click on sign up forms, create our first sign up form. So you can see here, sign up form is a big first step to collecting subscribers, and again, they have a video to kind of guide you through it. I'm kind of helping the learning curve along here. We're going to say create our first sign up form, and it's going to take us to this window. And sorry, my net's a little slow, part of living in the boondocks. So essentially what we're going to do here is we're going to choose a pre-made template and that's going to go on our website. Um, Slowly it comes up. There we go. All right, so you see design, settings, publish, fields, email address, name. Those are the templates. You can add more fields. Maybe you want first and last name. Maybe you want they can select their state. You can do a lot there. I just leave it alone mostly. And you can see here there's a lot of options. We're not going to get into all those right now. These are design options. So you can see templates, popular templates, new templates, templates you've saved, corporate templates. They have plenty. So let's just go to popular. We'll just pick something simple. This one right here stands out pretty good depending on your color scheme. You can find something that kind of matches, and again, they have literally hundreds of templates. So we're going to say this one. So I clicked on it, gives me basics of the template. I can either load it, it tells me the different colors. So let's just load this template. So that's what it is, and you can see it previews there. We can stretch it, we can bend it, we can edit all these fields, we can add text, we can remove text. Super simple. You guys get all this, I'm sure, right? Now here's the neat thing. Keep in mind you can add your logo, you can add your call to action there, $100 free bankroll. You'll want to add something like that because that's the whole point, right? So we're not going to do that in this video. You guys know how to edit text boxes, I'm assuming. So in this case, we're giving away a $100 free no deposit bankroll to Cool Cats. So something like that's going to be on this form. But here's the neat thing about Aweber is you see right here it says form type. That gives you a lot of options, and then right here type, inline, popover, lightbox, pop-up. Now that's the version of the email capture form you can use. An inline form is basically a static form on your on your site in the sidebar, at the top, something like that. It's always going to display on your site. A popover hovers, within the web page. You can actually select this, and you can go to advanced options and see the display options. You can fade it in, slide it from the top. You can choose how many seconds it waits. Always display once, display every X number of days. These are kind of advanced options, but you can see why that would be important. If we're going to do a pop-up, you get a lot of returning visitors. You don't want it coming up every time. Either they want it or they don't. It's not that they're missing it generally. So you may choose to just display it once, maybe once a week, once a month, things like that. So Lightbox, that's another option, and you get the same display options with that. And I encourage you to try to come up with some kind of rules there. You just don't want to always smack somebody in the face with an email capture. It gets super annoying. Or a pop-up. These are blocked a lot by ad blockers and things. So in our case, we're going to use the popover. And that's a good one to use. Again, it's one of those things you don't have to really think too much about it. An inline is just as simple too. Keep in mind, if you want to put it on your site and just leave it there, that's something you can do too. Actually, let's go ahead and do the lightbox. I'm just going to leave it to display always, just for this demonstration. I'm going to make it come up after 5 seconds on the website. So once the person's on the website, 5 seconds, all your stuff should be loaded, hopefully. This is going to fade in and black everything around it out and say, hey, $100 free bankroll. So we're going to save our form. It's that simple. I hope this is all making sense. If not, I'm sure you guys will tell me. Now we're going to go to step 2. Now this is another important, really simple thing Aweber does. So name our form. So we're going to say $100 free bankroll. Again, I would encourage that you get a little better with your descriptions than I'm doing here. I'm just trying to save time, because once you get to start doing A/B testing and split testing and you're working with multiple websites off of one account, it gets annoying if you can't differentiate them. The thank you page. This comes up when somebody has confirmed, and basically you're saying thanks for giving us your email. They're going to go in and confirm, and they're going to come to their email, and they're going to see something like this. The basic version is really simple. Let me show you what it looks like. This is what they're going to see. You're almost done. Activate your subscription. So they give you their email and they hit this page before going to check their email and doing the confirm. So that's one version, but the one I like to use is either the audio or the video version, because basically it just makes it super simple. Watch what happens. It's that simple. And notice how it actually showed my name in there and showed what was going on. So that just makes it super simple. If they've already subscribed, that's an option too. You can send them to a custom page or just a basic version that says, hey, you're already signed up for this list. There's some advanced settings, ad tracking, and smart message, first follow up. We'll get into those later. They're not super important right now. We just want to get our form up. So you select your thank you page. We're going to go with the smart video version because that's cool. And we're going to say save our form again. If we don't, it'll prompt us to save it before we go to the next step anyway. Then we're going to go to step 3. This is basically grabbing your code to put it on there. So I will install my code. You can see it's simple. You click it, highlight it, it auto copies. You can send it to your designer or your web guy if you need to, or you can have Aweber host it and just put a link somewhere and you can use that link to send them. But I recommend just installing it yourself. It's super simple. That's what we're going to do. So we've got our web code, we've got our stuff set up, so now we want to make sure it looks right on our website. Here's our website for now. I actually had brought up the Aweber plugin for WordPress, but we're not going to use it right now. You can actually connect a plugin to your website to your Aweber account for various other options and stuff. You can see it gives us a widget if we do that, which basically we can put that widget in a sidebar and stick our code in it. You can also just use a plain text widget, which is what I did here. So let's just use that for now. We want to put that in there, and you don't have to put it in a widget. You can actually put it in the code editor. You can put it somewhere buried in the footer. It doesn't actually have to display if you're going to do a pop-up, right? But if you want to put it in the sidebar or in a widget, then you can do that. But again, I'm just doing it like this to make things easy. So we're going to save it. This is our Lightbox form pop-up that we just created. Here's our website. So let's refresh and make sure it comes up after 5 seconds. Alright, we've refreshed. So countdown 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there it is. And it's as simple as that. Again, we didn't put a cool call to action text here. We should have. We didn't really change anything. I just wanted to show you how simple it was to get a form up. So you can start collecting emails like that. It's really just that simple, stupid. You know. So alright, we're going to close that out, and just like your users can close that out, again, you can stick it in the sidebar if you want. You can stick it in the middle of a page. It doesn't really matter. But it's that simple. You've set up your own email marketing capture. That's how simple it is. Now, the part we skipped, and we'll go back and we'll deal with some of that in another video. But basically, we didn't set up our first email message. Alright, so at this point, we've set up the form, we've set up the incentive, $100 free bankroll, give us your email, we're going to send you an email with that free bankroll. That's the part we missed, is we didn't create a message. So now I'll show you how simple that is. Go to create a message back in your Aweber account. We're still on the same account, that we're the same email list, so we don't have to change anything. And basically, just like the submit forms, we have email forms, and you can make your own, and it doesn't need to be fancy. The most I usually do is stick my own logo in there. You don't have to have a big graphic intense email. Most people use Gmail, they use mobile or something like that, so you can use a simple template. And as you see, there's a preloaded template here that I brought up earlier just to kind of show templates, but you can load the templates, and just like the submit forms, there are hundreds. There may not be hundreds, but there's a bunch. Plain, default, something like that. So let's just say we want to use the default, something simple, not graphic heavy. We're going to double click on that. It's going to pre-populate some basic fields for us. But you can see all the templates and stuff. It's not rocket science. We're not doing anything super special. So we're going to apply that template. and you can see all these kind of boxes over here. These are all drag and drop boxes. We can drop an image in there, we can drop our logo. Quick example, see the share right here, we can grab that and say drop it right, well, I dropped it in the middle of no man's land. Say we want to drop it right above our header. Well, hell, I'm not doing a very good job. Now we've dropped it. Alright, and you see it adds all our share information. Now you need to make sure you have that information filled out. You can delete networks you don't want. You need to make sure and have your info in there. But that just show you the drag and drop capability. You know, we can delete these images. We can delete a whole block if we want. It's drag and drop. Again, I'm going to assume you guys understand the basics of word editor, essentially. So this is where we would put our email and put our Cool Cat Casino promo offer and set this up as the the first email they get, and then we're done. That's our email campaign. So again, I'm not going to go through the simple details of writing the text and all that. I'm sure you guys can figure that out. I hope you can. But again, in this templates and stuff, you can change the background colors, you can change the areas, you can change the font size, you can do all that stuff. And then at the end of it, you're going to make sure you got your subject there. So it's going to be $100 Cool Cat Casino, bankroll, or, something like that. It's going to be our subject, because that's what they're expecting, right? They just gave us their email, they confirmed. Next thing that needs to happen is they need to get their damn email so they can get their free money that they can blow in a few minutes and come back looking for more. And that's the beauty of it, is you give them what they want, you got what you wanted, they get what they want, everybody's happy, and now you've established some kind of rapport with the customer, and you can do some more marketing for them later. Immediately even, hey, in this email that we're giving them $100, well, hey, by the way, if you don't like Cool Cat, here's 3 or 4 more offers. You can blast that in there and then schedule another email for 3 days from now, which is, another follow-up. You can schedule it right now. It's going to go in 3 days, rain or shine, and you're keeping in touch with that customer. You're giving that customer what they want. You've got a happy customer. You're getting sign-ups. Chances are eventually they're going to deposit. And it's just an easy way to get more customers, to get more information, and have more points of contact with a customer. And that's something that we sometimes forget about in the gaming affiliate industry. You want to have that point of contact. That's why rakeback was a big issue, because rakeback players and affiliates had a relationship. So when those rakeback players were tired of Poker Stars, we could send them to another room, and they trusted us. We gave them what they wanted. We all made money. We had a line of communication there. It wasn't, kind of an anonymous relationship, and that's what you can do with emails. And again, this is probably an isolated thing, casino, free bankrolls and stuff, but it applies to various markets, not just the affiliate market. So keep that in mind. And one last little bit of advice, and again, we're going to cover the finer points of email marketing in other videos, but always preview and test your email on yourself. Before you set something like this up to auto respond and to auto go out, Aweber gives you an easy way to test it on yourself. You can personalize it so it'll look just like the customer. So in this case, I'm going to put my name, because that's what we'll have from the customer. I'm going to put my Gmail, and I'm going to send it to myself and make sure it doesn't look like crap, make sure it renders okay, all that good stuff. And when I'm done, I'm going to save and exit, and I'm going to make this my first follow-up email. And it's really not that hard. Trying to think if I missed anything. I don't think I did. So hopefully this video kind of shows you just how easy it is. It doesn't take much work. I've spent more time rambling my mouth than it really would have to set this up. Of course, my internet's slow with me recording and all that stuff. But again, it's not that hard. You can make a lot of money and really build something. So you can see here the final little bit: send options, send a test email, schedule a broadcast, add to follow-up series. And that's what we'll be doing. We'll be adding it to our follow-up series. Excuse me. We can have it. So interval follow-up number 1. welcome message your subscribers. They will get this immediately after signing up. Message open. We want to track clicks, website links, and message. So add, we're going to do that. If I click the button right, and success, we have set up our first email campaign. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I am not an email marketing expert. I've done this quite a bit. It's not hard. Anybody can do it. Everybody should be doing it. And we'll dive more into the details later. Just want to thank everybody for watching these videos and sharing these videos. The support has been amazing. Again, please support Pass. They're a great company doing a lot of cool things. If you're looking to make more money, they're the company to be checking out, especially in the poker market. They're it's a tough market. The gaming market right now is tough, and Pass has promos and rates that you can't beat anywhere else. So give them a shout, give them a like, give this video a like, give it a share. Hit me on Twitter at Randy Lehman. Hit me on Facebook. Hit me on the PAL forums, and I will talk to you guys soon. Again, I appreciate all the support.